I'm speaking to Fonz, the lead singer from the band Know Your Enemy from New Jersey. How are you, Fonz?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. Just waking up. My last interview, I was getting ready to go to sleep. Um, so what part of New Jersey are you from?
I live in Somerville.
Okay, and that's the sort of like a home base for the band, or
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we do everything in Hillsborough, but the address is here in Somerville. I live in Somerville, but I'm from Elizabeth originally, and uh, and my bass player is from Roselle Park. Our drummer is from Belleville, so it's kind of like scattered, you know. So we just keep home base here in
okay.
Somerville.
Yeah, I was listening to your songs on your website. You have a EP with what, three songs on it?
We have an EP. It's got 5 tracks on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And the one, well, I listened to Trance, New Energy, and Poison, which has the video, and they're like great songs. I mean, you guys got a nice heavy sound to you, and your vocals are. I don't know. I don't listen to like a ton of new music. To me, new music is anything that came out in the last 10 years. But it definitely sounds like it fits in with stuff that's coming out now. But it's not. And I also like that there's lead guitar work in it.
Yeah, that's
Guitar
Jason.
solos.
Jason Kent, he's our guitarist. Yeah, he's pretty good, man. He works really hard, at on his guitar and on his parts. What he writes and stuff. He's he's uh he's definitely talented, man. I appreciate all of the members of my band, but I agree the solos and stuff are really really nice. And
Who writes most of the songs in the band?
you know what? I would say it's Rob, our bass player, and Jason, the guitarist. They write most of the music.
And then you do the lyrics mostly, or
Yeah, I do the lyrics. Jason wrote a few songs. Uh, None of the three you named, but he wrote a few. Like on our demo, there's 3 tracks: Bound, Deep Inside, and New. And I'm sorry, Numb. And those three, he wrote the lyrics for those 3 songs.
oh, okay. What's You might as well just go ahead and mention the members of the band and what they do because I was looking on the website and I couldn't find an about sort of section, like a
hmm
bio or bio on the band.
Yeah. That's because there's so many pages. We kind of like tried to scatter. Like most bands will just put everything on every page. So we kind of just to make some difference. There's different things on our Facebook than what you'll find on like our Bandcamp or Reverb Nation or
Uh,
uh, any of that. Um, but that's why the links are all there and stuff. But the guys in the band, it's Ralph Ricciardi is our drummer. Uh, Robert McCann, or better known as Bob McCann. He's our bass player. Jason Kent is the guitarist, and my name is Fonz Rodriguez, and I do the vocals. Um, yeah, that's the band there. I mean, it wasn't always that lineup, but that's what we landed with. We had a couple changes in the past couple years that we've been playing together.
so how long has the band been together, like total?
A little over 2 years, as we are now, about 2 years, but a little over that. And before Know Your Enemy, we were, well, I wouldn't say we because I wasn't in the band, and neither was Ralph, but Rob and Jason, they did a lot of things together in the past. And that's where it kind of just turned into Know Your Enemy as the members changed.
Now, is your real name Fonz or is that a stage name?
That's the stage name. My real name is Alfonso, but
Oh,
Fonz is like right in the middle there.
you didn't get that from Happy Days, did you?
No, I did watch it. I mean, I remember that.
It's a A.
Yeah. No, I don't think you could ever be. I don't think anyone could ever be that cool again without totally being like I don't know, angry or dirty mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a whole different era. All right. Um, so let's see. You what's the areas that you play in the most?
We played mostly in Jersey. We played in Manhattan at Lit Lounge, but where else? We played out in Pennsylvania at a couple of bars and stuff and clubs, and down at we played the last show at Legendary Dobbs in Philadelphia. That was pretty cool. We got invited by a couple guys for an Operation Anarchy. It was like a hard rock and metal, 2 floors, 2 stages, pretty big show, um, and that was pretty cool. But for the most part, we play just like the Jersey venues, Blue Room, 10th Street Live. Played Bound Brook Hotel, uh, the Cup. But we actually have a show coming up at Starland, which is pretty cool for us. We're excited about it. On the 26th of February with Titans of Tribute 16. It's like a tribute band show with Lady Picture Show is a STP cover band, Lounge Act is a Nirvana cover band, and the Battle of Los Angeles is a Rage Against the Machine cover band. And we got invited to open a show, which is pretty awesome. And it's February 26th. Yeah,
Cool.
so looking forward to that. The first time we get to play at Starland. It's pretty exciting.
That's I mean that's a pretty popular place, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's probably the biggest place you can play in Jersey. That's not like a PNC, or something like that. Something really huge. I guess it's like 2,500 people fit into Starland. It's pretty big.
Cool. So how's your following? What kind of
Excuse me.
following do you have?
It just depends. I mean, what I've noticed is mostly we kind of we attract more people who like.
Who are angry?
I mean, we got a lot of people who, it's really weird. It's just really weird. We played on a punk show because for some reason the booking people that we work with, they don't. It's like it's kind of hard to nail a show because I guess we're heavy, but we're not metal
Right.
necessarily, and we're rock or hard rock, but it's like a little more aggressive. It has a little more hardcore to it, at some points, and so it's like we played a punk show, and the all the people who are there, they showed us some love, which was really awesome because I thought we were kind of out of place. I felt for sound, because I mean, we were talking like a Misfits cover band and like a rockabilly punk, so it was pretty range. The sound had a big range for one bill. Um, but we also played shows of like metal, which again really surprised me. I don't mean like metal like Between a Buried and Me, or like whatever. I know a lot of people consider metal different things, but I don't mean like Five Finger Death Punch. I don't mean like that really angry, aggressive metal. I mean like the more straightforward 80s rock and type metal where it's not very technical. And those people showed us a lot of love too. I mean, I don't really know. I really couldn't explain like the following or even understand it, but people just seem to enjoy it. People really like it. You know,
Yeah, I like the way your music and your vocals go together. Like the way you, the way your vocal style, how it goes with the music. I like, you know, I think it's pretty unique.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I listen to everything except for country and R&B, and I don't listen to any new hip hop or nothing like that. I mean, I can't. It's not interesting to me. But but as far as vocals go, I think I kind of just have like just a I guess like a mix of everything that I've ever really liked. You know, I kind of just you know, like there's some bands that you listen to and you hear them, and right away, as soon as you know the singer starts singing, you know that band.
Yeah.
You're, bam, that's that band. And I always wanted to try not be that way. Even if I did something that I thought, hey, I'm gonna put this in a song, and you know it might not sound correct, in the sense of like a standard, hard rock vocal, but I'll put it in there. Like I love hip hop music, but I really everything I listen to as far from hip hop is something that it's all about the content. It's really about what they're saying, and I listen to Motown. I mean, I listen to everything. My favorite band is Tool. Like I love
Yeah,
Tool.
that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, just I think they're probably be the best band. They'll be the Led Zeppelin of our lifetime in 20 years. When they're like going for Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and whatever. I really like. I take all of that stuff and I kind of just put it into a container, shake it up, and I drink it before I write my lyrics. Like,
Yeah, let's see what happens. Yeah, yeah, you could tell there's you got like a hip hop influence, but you add mix that in with some other elements.
yep, yeah, it's all about getting that feeling you get. When you just get the chance to just express yourself. You know, kind of just go into a zone, but it's worth all the work because of that. It's worth the lugging around gear and all the gas money and the sometimes you got to play a show that you may not really feel like playing, for whatever reason, stuff. It is a lot of work, and but it's like you said, it's worth it.
Yeah, I was online looking for some live video of you guys, and then I did watch the Holland Sound Studio thing, which is funny because I actually recorded there back in like '89. But
Was that
that
John
was
with John Nasir?
I can't remember. That was like the first band, first time we went to a recording studio kind of thing, and it was pretty rough, but but we did all right for how when we were like 19 or something. So we
It's
did
awesome.
all right. But so I watched that, and that was pretty cool. I mean, it was I mean, you didn't even get the live setting as far as like a crowd there or anything, but it's kind of cool. I don't know if Holland was trying to do trying to do something with other bands, or if that's just something you guys set up.
I think they do it like every Tuesday, is it, or Thursday? I can't remember what night. It might even be Monday. Whatever. I think it says it there on our video. It says like something live, Monday Night Live or
Uh,
something like that. But it's he does it every week. He has a new band in there, and he gets them. He gives them the opportunity to just showcase their stuff.
yeah, that's cool because you can it sort of lets people focus just on the band and the music rather than everything else that might be going on during a live show.
hmm Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Um, and I mean, there's a couple. I'm pretty sure there's a couple of live videos on our Facebook because we do a few covers when we play. We do some Rage Against the Machine covers, um, and we do Seven Dust, a Life of Agony song, Weeds, and and we do Lose Yourself with by Eminem. I
Uh,
think there's a few videos somewhere around there.
like it's a serious vibe to your lyrics, or
No, no, I write pretty serious things. I mean, um, yeah, I mean it's I try to make sure that everything that I put in there lyrically makes sense because it's just it's a part of who I am. So when people listen to it and hear it, I want them to be able to kind of, I want that to come through, you know. Like, I mean, there's been a couple times where we've played live, and it'll be like, you know, after we play, and someone will come up and say, man, you have some really good lyrics, you know, and they'll name a specific song, you know, and it just kind of makes me feel like that's, you know, the reason is because there is a message, and I do try to get, you know, things across, and it's not kind of like where everything is working toward one message. It's just like
Right.
per song, you know, I kind of feel out the
So it's
music.
like personal. It's like the lyrics are personal for you. Yeah, it's not so much you just making stuff up, but it's more personal,
Absolutely.
right? Yeah, just. I mean, I guess you could tell a story and it could still be personal, but you're not just sitting here going, "Oh, what can we write a song about?" you know, just make something up.
Well, there's a song "Victim," right? And the song is about a really good, well, someone I don't speak to anymore, but I knew him for 20 years, you know, so since we were children, and we're really good friends, and we grew up. He was like a brother, and we don't talk anymore, you know. And I wrote, you know, the song is about him and the reason we don't talk anymore, you know. And then the second verse of that song is the same. It's like is a certain type of person, you know, and our there was someone else that we all knew, and he, you know, it was just kind of like that way. Like, I mean, the, you know, it's like the song "Victim." When I'm talking about this guy who I knew for a long time, you know, he sees himself as like a higher species, I would
Well, we
say.
all have friends like that, don't we?
Yeah, yeah. So it's kind of like, you know, so I was like, oh, you know, and when we stopped talking, it was a big deal because, I mean, I did know him for a long time. So we were writing that song at the time, we were working on it, and it just kind of came to me, you know, like, that's the thing, like, you know, the lyrics, they come out. It's like sometimes I'll listen to just the drums and guitar, you know, while they're working it out, and it's just kind of like a floodgate opens, and I just start writing, and I'll write 10, 12 lines, you know, and then sometimes I can listen to the song 10 or 12 times, and I'll only get one line out of it, you know. So it kind of is like a natural process that I try to, again, like, it comes out, and I try to make it make sense afterward. So it's kind of like it's like a raw piece of meat, and then you just cut the fat off. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah, I've written songs where they're personal and some that I've just made up stuff because it's like, I'm always trying to find other ways or, other avenues instead of the same old story or the whatever. But that's the nice thing about personal songs as far as lyrics because you're not just speaking to the audience, you're speaking to yourself when you're singing it. So you can feel what you're singing, and it has meaning to it.
Yeah, and I think that adds. Excuse me. I think that adds to the live show too, because when you have a song that's more personal, and you get up there and you sing it, you know, or at least for in my case, you know, I can kind of just sort of disappear into what the song, and kind of like there's been times where we play and someone will say, oh, you know, do you remember when you did this up there? And I'll say, I don't remember doing that, you know. And it's because I kind of get lost sometimes in what I'm in the music itself, in the lyrics, and I just kind of just let it carry me, you know, and help, because it's so personal. I think it's makes it easy for me to do that. You know, it'd be
Right.
a little harder if I was like writing a Christmas song or something like that.
yeah. So what's the other band members? What's their influences?
Um, well, Bob, he listens to a lot of like Metallica. I know right now he's been listening to a lot of 12 Foot Ninja, and and Jason listens to a lot of things. I mean, like he's been listening to Baroness. We just kind of, you know, started listening to that. Their new album came out last month. It's really awesome. They're a great band. Baroness, uh, like He Is Legend. I mean, they haven't been around in a while, but just to give you an idea, I mean, he likes Metallica and all the standards, Pantera, excuse me, Pantera and Motorhead and
Bob Marley.
no, he doesn't. He's not really. The rest of the guys aren't really into that. They don't listen to anything really outside of like metal, hard rock, and then Ralph the drummer, he listens to a lot of things. Like he could be listening to some jazz one day, and then he'll listen to like Cannibal Corpse the next day. He's really he has a YouTube, Caveman Ralph, and you can watch. He does a bunch of drum covers. He did a Katy Perry song, which is funny. Tool. I think he did Between You Buried and Me, Alaska. He's got a bunch of them up there. I think he has like 8 or 9 videos. Caveman Ralph. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. But he listens to a lot of just about anything. I don't think too much like hip hop and country and stuff like that, but anything that has like really good drums, he listens to.
Well, it's good for a drummer though. It keeps their chops. Where they can be versatile and be able to do different things.
Yeah, he's good at what he does. Again, like I mean, these guys, I appreciate playing with them because they are good. They do a really good job, and we just mesh well. It's so hard to find people that you can have chemistry with. I'm sure.
Right. Yeah, it's like half the job is just doing what you do in a band. You have to write and create music and line up shows and all that. Then you have to get along and you have to be able to depend on each other. And, is everyone going to show up and do what they're supposed to do? So it's, and out where I live now, it's like, and is everyone going to drive an hour to get to practice? It's like everything's spread out. I used to live in a bigger city like Indianapolis and Los Angeles. So, when you're like that, it's easy to hook up with other people. When you're out in the country, it's like ridiculous.
I can imagine this. Yeah. I mean, I've had friends that lived in upstate New York. I mean, and that's not really country, but everything was at least 35 minutes away.
Yeah.
And, yeah, there was no, I'm going to run to the store.
Yeah. See you around noon. I got to go pick up some milk.
Yeah. Why? Where are you out at?
I'm up in Towanda, Pennsylvania.
Are you north of Scranton?
Like northwest.
Oh wow.
Good part is we miss a lot of that snow that you guys get over that way.
Yeah, I'm sure it's nice there too. You got a lot of fresh air and nice.
Yeah.
You get to see the stars and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Fresh air and cow manure.
Cow manure. There's nothing wrong with that.
It was actually a band that's popular out of Scranton, and it was about a year ago or something, and they played up at a bar up here. And I was like, what are these guys doing way up here doing a show? So I see them and I watch them play, and then after the show, they're standing outside, and they go, what are you guys doing up here? And they go, we don't know. And across the street from the bar is a cornfield. You can smell the cow shit. It's like a classy place.
Hey man, you got to play everywhere. That's the thing. I mean, someone told me once. They said, George Thorogood was playing at a bar for like 7 people.
One day. Drinking alone.
And one of those 7 people just happened to work for a record company. You know what I mean? Like, so that's the thing. You got to play every show you can. That makes sense.
Right.
So that's the tough part. I can if somebody was like, "Hey, we want you to play our bar," but the problem is it's across the street from a cornfield, and it smells like we would probably still go play if it.
It's like, get your dancing shoes on. What's your website and your Facebook and all that good stuff?
All right, so if you go to enemyband.com, right on the homepage, there's a bunch of social links. I mean, because every one of them, since know your enemy is a popular, you know, phrase,
Right.
uh, so every one of our social sites or pages or whatever have a different thing to it. I mean, I guess for the most part, if you go to Google and just put in Know Your Enemy NJ or Know Your Enemy New Jersey, our page should come up, our Facebook, Reverb Nation. If you don't, you're gonna get videos from Green Day and the Rage Against the Machine. Yeah, so if you don't put New Jersey there,
Yeah.
but yeah, enemyband.com. That's our website there, and yeah, I mean everything is on that. You could also find us on like iHeartRadio, Pandora, and the songs are also on iTunes and Google Play and all that stuff. So yeah, I mean the iHeartRadio station, the channel is pretty cool. They put us on there with some pretty good bands, which is nice of them. But yeah, enemyband.com. That's where you'll find it.
Cool. All right. Well, you guys have been. My past few interviews have been with like bands from the '80s, and I'm like, hey, since you guys have been around for 30 or 40 years, you know, you got to have a good road story or something for me, you know. And then they give me a story, but it's not like, the decadent stories that you would think you would hear. They don't want to talk about that, especially, now that they're grown up and they don't want to, so I just want to see if you guys have, and it doesn't have to be, a drunken whatever story, but just some kind of cool story from the road or a show you guys did that you think was funny or something.
No, I mean, to be honest,
You don't have any stories?
No, I guess we've been lucky. I mean, we've never had any problems or anything, you know, anything crazy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to have a story for you. Yeah, I would love to make someone laugh or, but really, I mean, everything is pretty straightforward. We haven't even ever, knock on wood, like ever even gotten a flat tire or anything like that. We've always been, we've never even really been late. We always show up early. It's hard. It's kind of like the professionalism, that we just kind of have,
Yeah, the professionalism makes it that you don't have any funny stories.
Yeah, unfortunately.
All right, well, somebody out there, when you go to see Know Your Enemy, do something, make something funny.
Yeah, throw a water balloon at me or something. I don't know. Yeah, like throw. There's no. I mean, I got like. I have like a. I don't know. I mean, how am I allowed to curse or whatever?
Yeah.
All right, here. So we were playing out in Pennsylvania one day, right? And we were playing. It was an hour set, and we were at a bar with. We got invited out there by a friend of ours, Filthy Gentlemen, who play out there. And I curse when we play at a bar. For some reason, I curse a lot on the microphone instead of when we play at a venue. With like it's just a different feeling. But I curse a lot, so I was cursing up there, and I got off stage, and this woman bought me a beer, and then she turned to me and she was like, I'm in a band, and she was like, and I sing, and she goes, every single time that I curse on stage, the guys in my band tell me I have to suck their dick. And then I was like, all right. So then I was waiting for her to get to the point. And then she tells me to start sucking. And I was like, hell no. It's like, not a goddamn chance. That might be, I mean, there's probably more little things like that, but that might be the one that came to me, I guess the best, which would caught me totally off guard. I mean, it was like, out of nowhere, and which was funny too, because first she softened the blow, so she bought me a beer first, which was excellent.
Yeah. She was setting you up.
Yeah, so I was probably one of the more off off guard things that happened, I guess.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. I mean, talking to a complete stranger. I mean, we were played once, and this guy with a tattoo on his face came up to us when we were done. He was like, "Hey, man, you guys are awesome. I fucking love you. You're better than Metallica." And then we were talking to him for a little while, and he goes, "This, I just spent 15 years in prison," right? And he was talking to us about that, and then he goes like this. Jesus is your savior. So it was like a crazy roller coaster of a conversation, and that was all in like 5 minutes. And I mean, I guess that might be the craziest thing that we have is that
Yeah, at
people.
first we took it as a compliment, and then we found out later that.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. So that was pretty wild too. I mean, so things do happen, I guess, but it's just like as far as like, I guess the way I look at it, maybe I kind of miss a couple things because I don't see it like it happening to us. I guess it's just like I get to experience it, but I don't see it as, except for the chick who told me to start sucking her dicks. That was pretty wild. It's pretty bold of her too.
But it was a chick, though, right?
Absolutely. Blonde chick, big boobs. Yeah, I remember. I definitely remember.
Let's see. So, is there anything else you'd like to let people know about? I know you said there's a show coming up at Starland.
Yeah, we got the show coming up at Starland Ballroom in Sayreville. You can also, if you go to our website, enemyband.com, and go to the store link, you can pick up tickets there for $10. It's 15 at the door, or you can get them online through PayPal, right through our website. It's you don't need a PayPal account or anything to get them. Also, I think May 21st, which is a far way out, but the reason I mention it, it's in Mays Landing, New Jersey, at a place called the Watering Hole, and it's a 5th annual Elephants for Autism. It's a benefit. So even if you don't remember the show or anything, you could look up Elephants for Autism right now, and you'll get some info on what that organization does to help autistic children and special needs children with music programs and so on. Which
Cool.
is that's a good one. And I mean, we got a couple other shows too that are some shows, you'll see on the website, right on the banner. You just, as soon as you get to our website, you'll see right there a big picture with a few dates there, and that gets updated regularly. And if you like the Facebook page, you'll get our posts when we post new shows and things we do. Because we are planning some stuff. Hopefully for the summer, we're trying to plan like a small tour northeast and maybe go as far as North Carolina south.
All right. Sounds good. All right.
Cool.
Thanks, Fonz, for talking with us today.
Thank you so much, man.
All right. That was Fonz with Know Your Enemy. Go to their website or Facebook page and check them out. Great band. I appreciate what they do. They got some good heavy music, and they're not that far from me. They're in New Jersey, so maybe I'll be able to catch them live sometime. Again, thanks to everyone that listens and shares our interviews. We're also going to have our website up soon, and things are just going to keep getting bigger and better. That's what she said. All right, thanks a lot, and keep rocking.